If you click this video at a point away, please tell me what the reason was so that I can improve. Otherwise, hi, welcome. I'm trying to learn Biographyology today, Saint Martha, and after we've done that, we're going to do Neckstretching. And if you participate in the Neckstretching, then it's at your own risk. Saint Martha. The feast day is July the 29th, or in the Eastern Church, June the 6th. Symbols in art are a cooking pot. No, we're not going to do Saint Martha. We are doing Saint Brigid. We did Saint Martha in the previous part already. That's why I really said Saint Martha. In short, Saint Martha and Mary, they were two siblings together with Lazarus, and Jesus was by them from time to time. But at one occasion, Martha was working. She was serving the tables or something. That's by the cooking pot in the picture. And then she was telling to Jesus that Jesus should tell to her sister Mary, so not Mary the mother, Mary the sister of Martha, that Mary should help doing the things. But then Jesus said, listening to the word of God is equally virtuous to doing word. That is a short story of Martha. Now, we are doing Saint Brigid. Saint Brigid. The feast day is February the 1st. Symbols in art are cow at her feet, a candle, a cross made of rushes, flame over her head. Okay, cow, so the animal, at her feet, a candle, so a thing to make a light, a cross made out of rushes, I don't know what the rushes are, and flames over her head. Patronage. Saint Brigid is patronage of blacksmiths, healers, poets, dairy workers, babies, scholars. Okay, blacksmiths are people who make iron things, like for horses, for shoes, for horses. And healers, I don't know what they are. And poets are people who write things. And dairy workers, I don't know what that is. And of babies. And of scholars, I don't know what scholars are. Maybe people who learn? Okay. Paintings, unknown. No known paintings. Okay. Profile. Mary of the Gale is the second patron saint of Ireland after St. Patrick. She founded the first nunnery there and is best known for her charity to neighbors. Okay, Mary of the Gale. Gale must be then a place in Ireland or something. Okay, in Ireland, that is in Europe, so there's Europe, there's the United Kingdom, and then there is the Republic of Ireland, an independent country. And the main patron, I think is it. The main patron of Ireland is St. Patrick, but the second one is now Saint Brigid. And she's a patriot of patronage. She has the patronage of blacksmiths, healers, poets, dairy workers, babies, and scholars, and second patriot of Ireland. And she founded the first nunnery in Ireland. I don't know what a nunnery is. I have an idea, but I don't know exactly. And she was known for her charity to neighbors. Okay. Brigid lived at a time when Christianity was taking root in Ireland. We're having a 450 to 523, so 4th century, 5th century, 4th and 5th. So she lived at a time when more people became to be Christians in Ireland in the 4th and 5th century. The infant Brigid and her Christian mother, a convert of St. Patrick, were sold as slaves to a wealthy Druid landowner whose interests sometimes clashed with the altruistic spirit that Brigid inherited from her mother. Let's read it again. Okay, she was a child, an infant, and she had a mother, and her mother had the faith of Christianity. Her mother was becoming to be a Christian through St. Patrick. But both were sold as slaves to the wealthy Druid landowner. I don't know what a Druid landowner is, whose interests sometimes clashed with the altruistic spirit that Brigid inherited from her mother. Okay, so they are meaning with slaves maybe a form of having basically no rights and being advised to live there and also to be governed to do what to do. I'm not completely sure how about it was now in the 4th century in Ireland with slavery, but they're meaning they lived under conditions which equal slavery. During the times in Europe, in these centuries, there were different types of having very or no rights and being governed and ordered a lot and totally, and having few things to possess and having nothing to possess. Now, and this book draws a line at some point and said they lived under slavery conditions. They were sold to some people. Now, I don't know how the situation in Ireland was. I just want to give this a little background. There are different types of severity of slavery were in Europe at the time. And here in the book is not said that form of being ordering so much about them was slavery. Well, it was just there are different ways slavery has and is working out in the world. And we were sold to a landowner, but he had other beliefs. I don't know what addressing means. Other beliefs, and she had inherited beliefs from her Christian mother, which were not together with the one of the landowner who had bought her. As the dairymaid, I don't know what a dairymaid is. As the dairymaid, Brigid would offer milk to first travelers and help the poor and the homeless by giving away articles of clothing and furniture belonging to her master. Okay, she was giving to poor people and homeless people food and also articles, furniture and clothing, which were in possession, legal possession of her, of a landowner who also possessed her. Her standard response to his protest was that Christ lived in every creature. Her response was, Christ lives in every creature, okay. Perhaps, and that means that she's helping Christ by helping the poor people. That Christ is in everyone, also poor people, and that people can help poor people and should help poor people. Perhaps unsurprisingly, their relationship deteriorated to such an extent that he could no longer tolerate her under his roof and banished her from his house. So there are different types of slavery. In that case, she was not banished from the house. Still young, she took her vows under St. Patrick and went on to found the first convent in Ireland at Kildare, where she became a nun, cowgirl. Okay, I don't really understand at all what it means, but I think it means the following. She converted under St. Patrick. She founded a convent in Ireland, but I don't know how big it was. She founded, so I don't know exactly what these words all mean. She founded a house dedicated to Christian beliefs, basically, does it mean? And that was at the place Kildare, and there she lived as a nun, and also was she herding cows. At the invitation of bishops, she opened other convents in different parts of the country, contributing greatly to the spread of Christianity. Okay, she was opening multiple of these convents. I don't know what a convent now is. It's a building dedicated in the faith of Christianity. And it was part of that more people in Ireland became Christians. Stories of her miracles emphasized the compassion and charity she showed to her neighbors. Okay, she was compassionate, she felt with the people, and also was she generous to her neighbors. She was giving them things when they needed them to survive. The story is, yes, on one occasion, when some churchmen visited unexpectedly, she is said to have changed her bathwater into frothy beer to quench their thirst. Okay, her bathwater was, according to some people saying it, changed to beer, and that was quenching their thirst. Some legends have depicted her as a personification of the Virgin Mary, and hence she is dubbed Mary of Again. Okay, some people say she is like the personification of the Virgin Mary, the mother of Jesus. And that's the name Mary of Again, because her name is Brigid. The Druid legacy. As the cult of Saint Brigid, she was known as Bride in England and Scotland, developed, certain aspects of pre-Christian folklore became fused with biographical facts. Okay, by saying that some people were not so completely sure about what is now the actual biography, and other things were mixed a little bit up. She was identified with a druidic goddess of light, fire and healing of the same name. Okay, there were some people believing in another figure, a druidic goddess, and who was the goddess of light, of fire and of healing. And she had the same name, Brigid, whose festival was celebrated on February the 1st. The festival of Candlemas, February the 2nd, has inherited some elements of this old Celtic tradition. Okay, there seems to be a festival of Candlemas. Some people celebrate it on the 2nd February. This is also back on traditions and beliefs in the Celtic areas island near the shrine, and some things known about her might be a bit mixed up with another figure adored by other people. Near the shrine at Kildare, for example, a group of nuns used to keep alight a perpetual fire identified with the fire of the ancient goddess. At Candlemas today, it is customary for the Irish to make crosses out of rushes, and set them above their doors to protect their homes against evil spirits. Brigid is welcomed back each year by rekindling the hearth fire after the house has been cleaned for spring. Okay. There are some people who mixed it up with someone else with the same name, and there are also some people who therefore probably kept the fire alight, because some other festival also, which is celebrated on the 2nd February, they kept the candle light near her shrine at Kildare in Ireland somewhere probably. And there are some people in Ireland doing the tradition of having crosses out of rushes, and once a year they are protecting the door with it against evil spirits, and after they have cleaned their house in the spring, we are rekindling their oven, their hearth again, and that is welcoming back of Brigid. Above St. Brigid's modesty was legendary. The Book of Lismo states she never looked at the face of another man, never spoke without blushing. I don't get it. Her desire only to satisfy the poor, to expel every hardship, to spare every miserable man. I think that refers that she was innocent, that she didn't even look into the face of any male person. I think they mean no man in the sense of male. And she was never speaking without blushing. I don't get what that means. Is it not the other way around, more logical? Whatever. Her desire only to satisfy the poor, she tried to help poor people, to expel every hardship. She wanted that people have an easier life, and to spare every miserable man. I don't know, spare from what? From death, from poorness, from war? I don't get it. Okay. And that is of a Book of Lismo. Saint Brigid, she is an important person in Ireland, and she was opening convents, and she was helping the poor. In short, that was it for now. We're going to come back in the next part of Biographyology, and where we're going to try to gather information together and make a presentation, a proper one, about Saint Brigid. For now, it was it with Biographyology. If you are here for Biographyology, you can go directly to the next part of Biographyology, where we will continue with Saint Brigid, making it properly. If you stay here and participate in the short neck stretching, then it's at your own risk. We're having the neck standing good and stable, and we're doing a hydro tower. Breathe in and reach with the fingertips as far as you can. Letting it out, reach as far as you can. In another time, no, not another time. Reach in front, high up. And now arms together, feet together, arms to the side, and circle around. Other way around. And now stand shoulder width wide apart, good and stable, shoulders back, tall up, breathe in. And breathe out and turn the head over to one side. And bring the chin down. Breathe in. Out, lift the head and turn it over to the other side. Tall up, shoulders back, breathe again in. And out, chin down onto the clavicle. And breathe out. Again, you lift the gaze and turn the head back into the middle. And now, have the feet standing together, intertwine the fingers behind the back. Tall up, shoulders back, breathe in. And breathe out, turn the head over to one side, chin down onto the clavicle, and pull the hands down to the ground. In, lift the gaze, turn the head over to the other side, tall up, shoulders back, breathe in. And out, chin down onto the clavicle, and pull the hands down to the ground. In and up, back, and in. Breathe in, lift the arms up. And breathe out, go back, draw the shoulder blades together. In and up. Out and back again. In and up. Intertwine the fingers and reach high. Breathe out, reach in front. In and up. Upper cross the other down. Breathe and reach. Out, reach the front of the back. In and up. Out and lean the long arms back. In and up. Out and back. In and up. Out and down. Breathe and lift the arms up. Then bring my hands again down. That was a shortened neck stretching. I thank you very much and